Alright peeps, it's me. It's Grandaddy Dirtbox and I'm back with another ramble. This time, I'm going to get talking about backmasking. Now, I made a video just 5 minutes ago and I'm waffling, talking about celebrities I've met and working at the bookstore and being a postman and all the shit I've done. And I started talking about reverse speech. And I might post the video that I made before, so get and look at it. Once I started talking about reverse speech, my speech started to get all garbled up. And the words wouldn't come out properly. And it's because it's obviously it's backwards. It's like seeing a sign saying, go left, and you go right. It's the wrong way round, man. So, Queen and the Beatles. Let me just mention them now, because get the screaming out the way and all the, oh, Freddie Mercury, oh, you mentioned them all. Right, get that over with. Right. These people know that the fandom is such. The full side of worship is such that these guys will keep you forever entertained because there's so much going on. And they know that they can fuck with you. And they know that eventually you'll get into conspiracy theories or something and you'll hear the stories about Paul is dead and the conspiracies about John and Yoko. And it got me thinking about the difference between Queen fans and the Beatles fans. And people always say, the Beatles versus Elvis. Who would you choose? And for me, it's always the same. They're two cheeks of the same arse, but I'm going to say Elvis. I can tolerate his music. He did sing gospel. And, I don't hate Elvis Presley. I think he had a beautiful voice. What can I say? I just think he did. But I think the comparison is all wrong. It's like chalk and cheese. The comparison should be the Beatles versus Queen. And you'll always find that someone will come down on either side. They'll be like, oh, I can't fucking stand the Beatles, but I love Queen. Or they'll say, I love Queen, but I can't stand the Beatles. It'll be all because we're in the realm of backmasking. Forgive me for getting confused and getting the Beatles and Queen mixed up, and I'll be calling Queen Queef in a bit and just having it done, and calling him Freddie Mercury. All right, so they know that fans of that music are eventually going to get bored. It doesn't matter how much product they put in the world. Eventually, people are going to get bored, but they get stuck in nostalgic ways. So there'll be moments in time that they're stuck in. Like Paul McCartney as an example, man. He's stuck in the 60s. He's stuck there. It's where his fucking income comes in from. He has to talk about the Beatles, otherwise people don't care. He has to talk about John Lennon. He has to talk about George. He's got to talk about Ringo. And again, I can liken the Beatles to Queen in that respect. Freddie is John, right, because it's all mixed up. Freddie Mercury is John Lennon. Paul McCartney is Brian Harold May. John Deacon is George Harrison. And Ringo is Roger. Right, so it's all of that with them. So, John's the quiet one, the quiet bass player. George is the quiet one. He's the quiet sitar player. He's the quiet fucking mystical guy. Oh, he's on a different... Oh, just let him chill, man. It'd be all that with George. And John's so creepy. He's creepy and quiet in a different way. You'd find him irksome. he wouldn't say anything around you, and he'd just frown or smile, and you'd catch him like looking at you funny, and he'd be shifty. I've said it before about John and George. You know, they'd both annoy you. They'd all annoy you, these guys, if you were around them. I oftentimes think, what must it have been like to go to a Freddie Mercury party? It must have been shit. And everyone's on the payroll. And ka-ching, ka-ching. And don't forget, laugh at his jokes, Freddie Mercury, and oh, darling, ka-ching, ka-ching. And oh, he'd be playing Queen music at his own party. It's all about him. You'd go to a party of his, and it'd be Mr. Bad Guy on repeat, the album, and it'd be like, oh man, when can we go? When he says, when the photo shoots are finished, when we're finished doing the music video and capturing on camera how many fucking people this guy knows, and they all love him. And now, again, the Beatles versus Queen. I do think that the Beatles fans are smarter. The average Beatles fan is smarter than the average Queen fan. I just think it's true. Because they understand that there is a lot going on with that backmasking and stuff. And the devil worship, and the wizardry, and the occult, and the witchcraftery of it, and the witches and the warlocks, and the fables and the myths. They know all of that. Beatles fans get it. They like a good conspiracy, especially concerning Paul. Now let me put that one to bed. Is Paul dead? Paul's not fucking dead. He's been the same guy all that fucking time. But he knows who you are. He knows what you're all about, and he's part of some Tavistock institution fucking brainwashing bullshit, man. And it was all set up, and I'm telling you, how high have you got to be to think that you're living in a yellow submarine? You got to be off your tits. Now again, I get all stumbly and mumbly with my words when I get going on about Paul and John and Ringo and George and backmasking and bullshit, and it's proof positive that it messes with your head. Now, I did a foolish thing last night. I thought, well, you know, let me have a look at the analytics. I usually call it the analytics. You know, it's for dickheads, sad losers. How many people watched? Oh, how long did they watch for? Oh, they only watched 3 minutes. Oh. Well, I know that every minute I put out in the world is granddaddy gold. I know that. So I'm good. You know, I feel good about my output. And I think that I touch on ideas more than I do people. I mean, I use them as examples, but I'm really talking about a bigger thing. So the Freddie Mercury party. His personal assistant for the last 10 years of his life, plus, was a guy called Peter Freestone. Now, I do get a giggle because when I see him, and he turns up on YouTube and he's doing another Q&A and ka-ching, ka-ching, getting paid for telling the same old stories about Freddie and what he was like and how sweet he was and oh, and he's up there ka-ching, 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 like champagne glasses, and Mike Moran on the keyboards, and they're all reminiscing, and I remember when I met him and he was fucking sweet. They don't get into the dark fucking creepy nature of a guy like Freddie Mercury, man. Because they don't want to break the spell. Because Queen fans are like little puppies. They just are. If I go on a Beatles forum and I say, Strawberry Fields is a weird one. It's a song about, I'm gonna depress you. Let me take you down because I'm going to. Strawberry Fields, where the fuck are we? You're alone with John Lennon. And he's going to mess with you. It's just that simple. Beatles fans would say, spot on. The hero worship isn't quite the same. They understand that John Lennon was a fallible guy. He said some shit. He was a bit racist, man. He slapped his missus and stuff. He was a junkie. He was a conspiracy theorist. He believed that the aliens were coming. He thought he was one, probably. He was off his fucking head. Beatles fans don't take offence when you say this shit. They just kind of go, oh yeah, I can see that. You know, he was troubled. And the song Imagine lets us know how troubled his mind was. Imagine there's no heaven. Fuck that off, man. These rock stars, it's like David Bowie, they like to sing about heaven. A lot. Freddie Mercury will sing about heaven. But the music will be creepy and weird. And they're trying to toy with you. They're trying to mess with your head. Oh, this is what heaven sounds like. And it's all fucking crypts opening slowly and creaking. And, oh, who's coming? Oh. Because that's how they feel. They feel fucking scared. If David Bowie took a step into heaven, he'd shit bricks, man. He'd try and flee. He knows this. He's probably still alive. He's one of them. He fucked with people's heads. So, I'm going off on one about... I've introduced David Bowie now. Now, if I'm talking to Beatles fans right now, if you're a Beatles fan, if I asked you Beatles versus Queen and you plump down on the side of the Beatles, I'm probably talking to a pretty rational person. You know, a forward-thinking motherfucker. But if I'm talking to a Queen fan right now, they're probably crying. They've already turned off. They've gone. They've gone, fuck this. I can't handle this. He's knocking Freddie Mercury. He's saying something bad about Freddie Mercury. Ooh. And they run off. And where do they go? Onto YouTube. And they type in Peter Freestone, and they watch a video of his doing a Q&A, and I call him Peter 33 Stone because, hey, the big distended belly guts, man, and I don't mean to be fat shaming, but he's not real. He's not a real guy. He's got something tucked under his shirt. No one looks like that. But he's got this big distended belly guts, which is telling you that he's demonically possessed, and he's fucking wriggling with them. And you can see it, it's visceral. And God bless him, you know, whoever's playing that part. You know, because it's some creepy shit. So, they're crying, they've gone and watched that. And they're tucked into bed with their cocoa and their old videos of Freddie Mercury dancing around. And oh, isn't it... And they hug their Freddie Mercury pillow and they go, oh. And they hate God and they blame him for Freddie Mercury dying of AIDS. They don't blame Freddie Mercury. They don't blame him. They don't point the finger at him. It's not his fault. So, it's one of them. They've gone. So let's not talk about Queen for too much longer because we're just wasting our time. But the Beatles. I've just said, what's a Freddie Mercury party like? Well, what's Ringo's party like? And it's probably pretty fucking normal in comparison. It wouldn't all be like, oh, Ringo, it's a great Ringo. It'd just be there with people of his ilk, you know, his peers. And they know it's all bullshit. So it'd be laughs and jokes, and do you remember when we did this? And oh, yeah. And oh, talking deep philosophical things and spirituality. And they're all enlightened. And what can you say? It's plain as day. It's hidden in plain sight, man. So whenever I get going off about the reverse speech thing, I'll waffle. Now, like I said, I did a silly thing last night. I looked at the algorithms on YouTube and I was like, okay, people like it when I do things about reverse speech. Aleister Crowley. All of that shit. So if I do that, I'll get some eyes and ears on it. And then it can be like, put your trust and faith in Jesus Christ. Because these are the people, they're fucking with you. Now I could say that to a Beatles fan, I just can. And they either get it or they don't, but a Queen fan would cry. They'd sob. They would moan. They kind of secretly want to die because Freddie Mercury's not here anymore. It's that bad. The brainwashing. The sacred cow. False idol worship of Freddie Mercury and Dr. Brian Harold May and his badgers. And, like I said, creepy John Deacon. Another one bites the dust. It just means another one's dead. And who? Another fucking Queen fan. Don't Try Suicide. That was one of their songs. I mean, come on. They were like, yeah. They don't care. They want you gone. They want you in hell because they think that they're going to have power down there because they've done so much for Satan here. They're like, I have to be rewarded in hell. I have to be. That's what they think. I'm going to be in charge down there. And Freddie Mercury's just going to be another used up 2-bit slag. Next to you. Crammed in. Touching you, fucking crying and ooh, gnashing of teeth and wailing. He was given a platform and what did he fucking do? He basically took his dick out. Creepy. I'm back on Freddie Mercury again. Alright, so the backmasking. Last night I'm like, alright, I'm going to do it again. Like I said, this is a ramble, so we're going all around the block. And round and back and up and down and all of that with me. Because when I get off on a waffle, I just do it. So I'm waffling. We'll call this Waffling Wednesdays. Is it Wednesday? If it is, it's a waffling one. It's a Waffling Wednesday. So I'm waffling about these boys. So I think about what would a Paul McCartney party be like? Probably, you'd have a good time. You'd come away and go, it's all right, any Paul. Yeah, God bless him. He's probably got it sussed. But if you came away from a Roger Taylor party, you'd probably be coming away in a body bag. It's that bad. Dr. Brian Harold May, you wouldn't want to go and see him if you had something wrong with you. He'd prescribe the worst things for you. You'd probably go in with like a fungal nail infection and he'd put you on fucking head meds. I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't go and see him ever. He's not my doctor. But, he's been rewarded with all the honours. And all the attention. And, oh, Bri. Oh. We love you, Bri. You can't do anything wrong. Oh, he thinks he's from outer space. Oh, God bless Bri. Oh, he worships badgers. God bless Bri. Oh, he thinks that human beings are no better than rats. He thinks we're virgin. He knows we're not virgins because he's fucked with all our heads. Oh, Queen music has infested the fucking globe. So, it's one of them with him. Oh, Bri. Oh, he thinks that we're just like rats. Oh, Bri. What a guy. Can't do no wrong. And thinks he knows it all and has been told that he does. They call him doctor, they call him professor, they call him fucking lord, they call him fucking sir. All of that with him. Well, he likes to be titled, so what about Bellend? Bellend, Brian May, let's just have it out there. Belen Bron, May. Now, I know I'm being cruel, but it's like, it doesn't matter. They're not here, the Queen fans aren't watching this, they can't handle it. So the only people left are people that fucking know that there's something wrong with him and those fucking badgers. They fucking see it for what it is. Beatles fans don't buy into the same bullshit as Queen fans. So last night, I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start making videos about reverse speech again. And I grabbed my Electron Octatrack, which is the machine that I use to do it. And I put Queen Innuendo full album in as a WAV file. And I slow it down and I reverse it. And I listen to that album all the way through from end to beginning, because the beginning is the end with those boys, man. The music going backwards, it's too much. If you listen to it at normal speed, it's too much, man. You're like, what is this shit? But if you pitch shift it just right and you slow it down just the right amount, it makes sense. I mean, I'll put videos up, I'll show examples, man. And it's like this ambient weirdness, and it's kind of creepy and hellish. And I got in an argument with Coco Latrine 2 seconds after listening to it. It put me in a bad mood, it put me in a funk. So don't do it. The reverse speech thing is bullshit and dangerous, man. You'll end up going the wrong way. And it's just another ploy by Satan to get you intrigued and involved and interested in what they've got to say. Going backwards, and it's all fucking scary. I've heard testimonies of people who see visions of hell. And they all say the same thing, man. It's all backwards down there, all the talking, all the screaming. And it's hellish. I'm sure if you search deep enough, you'll see a testimony where someone will say, oh yeah, near-death experience and I went to hell. And it'll be like, what happened? The first thing I heard was Dr. Brian Harold May's guitar. Oh, what I knew. Oh dear, it must have been bad. It was slowed down and reversed. Oh, it was hell. Alright, so I'm going to get off. Now the backmasking, I might do it, I might not. It's some fucking weird shit to get involved with. You know, I'm putting myself in danger. Psychological danger, man, when I do it. Because it messes with you. You're trying to make sense of it. And it's designed to be that way. I mean, if I reverse this video... Now, I've not intentionally said anything that... If you played it backwards, I'd be giving you a, you know, a message or something. But they do that. They do it. They've mastered the art of it. They've perfected it, man. You can listen to a Paul McCartney interview, slowed down and reversed, and pitch shifted up a bit so that, you know, kind of maintain the timbre of the voice. And you'd hear, man, you'd know exactly what he was on about. You might not pick up on every word, but you'd get what he was meaning. You'd understand. And what he's saying is, what a fucking load of bullshit. They don't get mobbed. You think they get mobbed? It's a bullshit theory, man. No one mobs any pop stars or rock stars. Maybe at a fucking concert when they're all drunk and you're playing the part and you're the front man and you jump out and you know, you're crowd diving and all of that shit, and you're crowd surfing and just loving it, and they're all holding you up and any great. But that's over and done with within that 2 hours, man. And they don't get mobbed. On the street, they don't get mobbed. The family treat them like your family treat you, or mine treat me like shit most often times. But probably worse, because they're so demonically possessed and befuddled and are so entrenched in this earthly shit. The vibe is low. I talked about Ian Brown. Now, he's put some songs out in the world that make you go, oh dear. That's how he feels. He wants to be adored. But he's not getting it. No one's mobbing the fucker. And now they've stopped all the gigs because of the coronavirus. So these people ain't getting the fucking fix. Simple as. They're on Struggle Street. They've got no fucking tours lined up. They've probably got money problems, man. I mean, I should imagine if the last Queen tour garnered something like fucking 400 million pounds. Brian May probably saw fucking 5 pence of that. It's all bills. God, man, can you imagine? All the fucking non-disclosure agreements, all the staff, all the people that are on the payroll. Oh, laugh. Oh, he said something funny. Laugh, quick. Oh, bow down. Don't look at him. Oh, he's not in a good mood today. Oh. It'd be that way, wouldn't it? So, I mean, I had a fucking little Freudian slip earlier, obviously. When I nearly said well, I did say virgins, didn't I? They're the ones that are most likely to be fucked in the head by this shit. Because they've got a long way to go when they don't know what love is. They've not had it. They don't know what it's like. They don't know what it does. They don't know how it feels. So these fucking people with their love songs tell them. And it's all heartbreak and it's all pain and it's all, oh, he's gone and oh, she's left me. Oh. It's all of that. I've got little grandkids that are virgins. And I hope they stay that way, man, until they find someone they can trust and truly love and who loves them. And they accept each other and it's just all of that. And just honesty and faithfulness and truth and all the good fruits. Not like what I've done in my time. Or what young fat Malcolm did when he was a boy. Putting it about, being a slag, being used up like a fucking piece of meat. And all these songs by Queen are about dick and death and introducing bad ideas. Flash, bad idea, flash. Suggestion, flash, what the fuck's he on about now? What does that mean? Let me think about that, flash. No time. They're obsessed with time, Queen, as well, man. Queen are obsessed with time. Time's always fucking running out. With Queen. Have a look at any Queen song and I bet it mentions fucking time. A few times. Just obsessed with it because I knew the time was running out. Satan's time is running out. Jesus is coming back. And he's going to sort it out. He's going to fix this shit. And he's going to heal us all. Those of us that are saved. And the others, I don't want to get into it, man, but get ready because you're going to hear a lot of fucking Brian and May down there. You're going to hear Freddie Mercury down in hell, man. He's going to be fucking screaming. He's going to be crying. Ooh. And you're all going to be fucking chained up. And I can't put my fingers in my ears. And there's no such thing as earbuds down here. Ooh. And there's no such thing as noise-cancelling headphones. I can't block Freddie Mercury out. He's screaming, he's crying. Ooh. And he'd be spitting and he's fucking all warped. And messed up, carrying all the same diseases that he fucking trotted around on this earth with. It'll be all of that. And you're looking at him and you're next to him and it's forever. So look forward to it. If there's any Queen fans left, watch him. You will get to meet him again if you get to hell. I don't want you to do that. I want you to go to heaven. Put your trust and faith in Jesus Christ. He's our Lord, he's our Saviour, he's the only one who can save us. Freddie Mercury can't do it. Brian May can't do it. John Deacon, he can't do it. He can't even save himself, he can't help himself, he can't help you, he's fucked. It's simple as. So, oh what, I'm going to get off. I've ranted and raved about backmasking and Queen again, and the Beatles. We'll do the deep dive on John Lennon. Is Paul dead? I've got a lot to say about that, man, and I'll wrap it up. And I've sussed it. And you'll come away from that video going, he's sussed that. He's worked it out. I'll put your mind at ease what all that shit's about. And we'll be done. Right, thanks for watching. All the best. Ta-ta, kiddos. Ta-ta.